All right. Hello, everyone. It's Nancy Rebecca, and I'm on YouTube live this morning. It is a Thursday. I always come on Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. Pacific time. I'm also live on Facebook. So, welcome. Good morning. Hello, Zula Sue. How are you? And I just want to do a little shout out to Julie Marie, who is in Florida this morning, and she's always dropping me little notes and kind of just telling me, she's got her finger on the pulse, whatever is going on for her. And I always like to hear her perspective. So I just wanted to do a shout out. She's in the middle of a hurricane, and she said it feels exhilarating where she is. So good morning, Samantha from Thailand out in and good morning, good morning. So remember, I'm streaming through StreamYard. Remember, Facebook doesn't list your name unless you give permission, which I think is a very good thing. So all of you are coming on this morning. I'm talking about the frequency smash of celestial alignments, and what do I mean by that? Or what does Spirit mean by that? So, hi, Santa Cruz. Hello, Drew. And hi, Virginia and Donna Boo. So Donna is also in the middle of a hurricane. So it looks like you still have power and internet. So awesome, awesome. Lacey in Sacramento. I'm doing really well. I'm actually doing really, really well. I'm in a huge kind of creative process, and I love that when I can really feel that creative energy. And we're going to talk a little bit about creative energy today, because that's really what's going to save our bacon, in this time of multiple celestial events that are happening. And that's what I mean by this call. We're right in the middle of October 25th, we had a solar eclipse. And then on Tuesday, November 8th, we had a lunar eclipse. And then tomorrow we have a portal opening. I'm going to talk about that also in this talk. And yet that's like a combo to help us to expand and awaken more and to help us to heal. But it's not going to stop there. And so that's why it's not just this kind of combination of events that are happening right here during this live talk, but these combo events are going to continue to repeat themselves. So this morning, just today on this live, I'm just talking about frequencies and mixtures. Frequencies are a mixture. So when I'm talking about the frequency forecast, we can talk about high frequencies, we can talk about low frequencies, gentle frequencies, jagged frequencies. And so we are all impacted by that. And we are moving into the future selves, our future selves, where we rely much more on frequencies than we do on what we're literally seeing with our eyes going on. So, all right. Also, how we are influenced by celestial events. I'm also talking about the portal opening, the difference between portals and vortexes. And I'm also going to be talking about planets, and that planets have personalities. So let's go ahead and hop in. And someone said, I'm going to need some more coffee for this. I totally agree. So the first thing that I wanted to say is, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a psychic. I've been reading frequencies for over 25 years now. I don't consider myself much of an empath. As a matter of fact, my daughter and I went to have our manicure, pedicure yesterday, and we were there for a couple of hours. We were talking about all kinds of things. And I don't even remember what I was going to say about that. Ooh, I've already missed it. Yep, I missed it. It's gone. It's gone. So it'll come back to me. So, but we were just talking about, now I'm talking about some planets, they have the personalities, some speed up. Oh, empaths, thank you. So my daughter and I were talking about this particular movie called The Policeman that's on Netflix. And I told her, I said, oh my gosh, you've got to see this movie. It's an incredible art piece. And she's very creative. She's a Pisces, enormously creative. And she was like, Mom, how could you even watch that? It was devastating. It just crushed me. And so what I told her was, she's very empathic. I mean, she's a Pisces. But for me, I said, I watch movies from a perspective if I was the producer, if I was the director. So I'm watching this film. I'm not getting triggered by those, the emotional ups and downs during the film. I'm looking at it from that perspective of, wow, look at how they did that room. Look at the artistry in this. Wow, look at how they're eating the meal. Where was the camera angle from that? So that's how I watch movies. It doesn't sound like very fun, does it? So when I can get lost in a movie, I know it's really, really, really good. All right. Thank you so much for reminding me, empath. So good morning from Gig Harbor. All right. And we're having time leaps. So there's a lot. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to not get too distracted about what I'm excited about. But what I wanted to say is in that 25 years, some people were astrology people, some people weren't astrology people. You will hear, even my mother will say, I don't get it. I listen to Pam Gregory or I listen to this other astrologer, and when they're talking about conjuncts and alignments and this and that, as she goes, I totally lose it. But what I want to say is, I think, moving forward, I really don't think we can call ourselves not astrology people, because the celestial alignments, what I call the frequency smash of a celestial alignments, are happening so frequent, and they're so potent, and they're so uniquely kind of put together by the divine that it's going to be really helpful for you to find an astrologer that you can hear that does make sense to you, and start, YouTube videos or, reading books, whatever you want to do, following them on their newsletters, to really know, kind of be in the know with the celestial events that are happening. It's just going to benefit you if you can manage to step over that I can't understand astrology, and go even a step further and get an astrology reading for yourself, because we're all born under a particular sign. So I was born under Aquarius, but I have like 5 planets in Capricorn that really outweighs my Aquarian nature. So you kind of find that out when you get an astrology reading. I don't have an astrologist that I can particularly recommend, but let your spirit guide you. So astrology's been around long before even the Egyptian pyramids were built. And some people say the Egyptian pyramids were built 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 years ago. But astrology's been around for a long, long, long time. And even in Europe, it was taught in medical school. It had that much significance. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to where some people are saying, you don't believe in that stuff, do you? But it really is considered a science. All right. So anchoring events, celestial events, help anchor into the earth with a certain frequency to help you, to benefit you, to make the changes that your spirit wants you to make. So I say it's like baking a cake, that you're going to add the flour, you're going to add the salt, you're going to add the sugar, you're going to have eggs that you smash up and whip up and pour into the dry mixture. You're going to have a leavening agent, something like, baking soda, baking powder, yeast, or whatever that's going to help it to rise. So if you think about all the ingredients of a cake, it's kind of like all the ingredients of the different planets that are influencing us right now. So in nature, there are, portals, there are vortexes, there are high frequencies, there are low frequency places. In nature, it's always high frequency, but it can be in conflict with maybe something that happened there. Like, for example, if there was a war that happened, like the Civil War, or, anything that happens, or violence in the streets, like we've just got here in our area, unfortunately, I awoke to gunfire the other night. And yeah, there was a robbery at the little 7-Eleven store a block from my house. So those things those frequencies, the frequency of violence can be so strong that you almost can't feel the beauty of the nature under your feet if there's that frequency of violence in your area. So we are being influenced by celestial events, and that's what Spirit really wants me to focus on, because we're so looking at those earthly events and we're caught up in it, whether it's the news or politics or money or greed or crime or manipulation. Oh my gosh. And like I said last week, when I said, that go with the flow, whose flow are you going with? What frequency are you hanging your hat on? And so that I want you to start to get into this mode of thinking about different frequencies that influence you, and do you want them to influence you? So in nature, when I talk about that, there's a vortex on the ground. If you've ever been hiking in nature and you stop and you go, oh, look at that little kind of valley or that opening in the trees, you'll see the trees grow right around the outer edges. The plants grow right around the outer edges. But on the inside of that circle, nothing grows. That's where a vortex is. So that's what I teach my students. We've gone out in the past for hikes pre-COVID, and it's like, all right, where do you see the vortexes? And that's when my students start to see, oh, there's a lot of vortexes. This is not a rare event. No, a vortex is not a rare event. So we have them all over. So, and some people build their houses right on top of vortexes. So okay, so just to let you know, Janet, who is popping on and trying to talk to everybody, you're going to get blocked here, so you won't be able to comment anymore. So we'll just ask you to leave or be moved. All right, so let me just mention planets. So if you have a piece of paper and a pencil next to you, I'm going to mention the planets. And then I want you to write down which planet you feel is influencing you, or maybe you're being influenced by the frequency of more than one planet. And then at the end, I will kind of tell you a little bit about the personalities of the planet or which signs that they influence. All right, you ready? So then of course, we have the sun and we have the moon. So we all know that. We have the sun and the moon. Then we have Mercury. So yes, Mars, Venus, planet of Venus, Pluto. These are all celestial planets. Pluto, Uranus. So whenever I speak the name of the planet, there's a frequency that comes through. Saturn, we have Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune. So I hope that I haven't missed any here. So so kind of now put into the comments section which planet or planets' frequencies, celestial frequencies, really touched you when I was reading the different names. So I'll say it again: Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune. And someone said, Earth, can we? Yes, but I'm talking about celestial influence. So I suppose we could put Earth in there for sure. We are definitely influenced by the Earth. So yeah, so we're seeing Neptune and Jupiter, the Sun, Mercury, so the Moon and Jupiter. So I'll keep going and then I'll read about the different personalities in a minute. So right now, this is a chart-topping week when it comes to the frequency, and it's actually quite a beautiful frequency that's coming through. these frequencies that are really coming through to us, even at this moment in time, is creating greater clarity at the highest levels of other dimensions, which is enhancing your intuitive range, which is widening so that you can harness the higher wisdom of yourself. So a lot of times we'll say, oh, I'm having a lot of ascension symptoms. Oh, I'm pretty uncomfortable. Oh, I'm really struggling with, we're having a full moon. I'm going to ask you to shift your perspective just a little bit. And rather saying, oh, ugh, yikes, yucky, it's like, feel the beauty. I want you to feel into the beauty. And we're being asked to feel into the beauty of those celestial combinations. However, when those beautiful celestial frequencies come to the earth, they can get really distorted. And that's what I'm talking about right now, is it can feel so distorted that you feel like, oh, I don't like this Mercury retrograde. But did you know that some people feel a lot better when we are in Mercury retrograde? So it just depends on your uniqueness. Did you know that you're unique? Did you know that you're not like anybody else? You're not. You are influenced by your past lives, by your ancestral lives, by the frequency of your parents, the frequency of your siblings, the frequency of your husband or your wife, the frequencies of your children, the frequencies of your boss. When I think about my daughter and I going in, we went late in the day. We were like the last people of the day, and our friends at the nail place were got to go home early yesterday, so they thought they'd get home early today. Well, my daughter and I's frequency together, the place filled up. Either they were attracted to the frequency, but then as each person kind of came in the door, we were also influenced by their frequency. So when I talk about the frequency smash of celestial events, it's like within a frequency bundle, you can have thousands of frequencies that you are being influenced by, or that you are also influencing others by. And we are in a huge place of distortion right now, where we distort events, we distort relationships, we distort what someone says to us. Someone gets distorted with what we said, and they might get defensive and reactive. So you want to really start taking some ownership with what frequency. You know, I talked about this at the frequency forecast. What frequency is rippling across the waters of life? Because remember, water is a high conductor, and whatever frequency you put out there is influencing all the waters in the world. And yeah, there's a lot going on right now in the world, and that's influencing the frequency of the waters, a ripple effect. So remember, we're in the fixed signs of Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius. So I mentioned this last week about how those are fixed signs. They don't move easily. They're kind of like, wait, hold up. Let's just stand here for a minute and take a deep breath. Let's kind of tune in to what's happening right now. And most of us, we experienced this during COVID, where everything went completely stopped. And it was like you were driving your car and then suddenly hit the brakes, had to pull off the side of the road, completely stop. And then everything that you haven't noticed or felt or experienced in a long time just comes shoving into the front seat of the car, and it's all in your lap, and you get to take a look at it. And that's a beautiful thing, because when I think about Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius, it's like you're that skateboarder, but you're dragging your shoe behind, and it's slowing down the process. So this is a good thing. It slows us down so we can know how we're feeling and how we're doing. And the frequencies are calling us to deeply rest right now. How many of you are feeling that need to deeply rest? And Spirit's not talking about sleep. Spirit's talking about surrounding yourself in an environment that is restful to you. And one of the things that I wish I had known when I was a young wife and a mother, of just how important the frequency of my home was. So we can say house has a frequency, but then when you say the word home, has a very different comforting frequency, and that and how important that frequency is, how important it is that you be able to have a place that you can come home to where you can deeply rest, even if that means, working a crossword, watching Policeman on Netflix or whatever, but you're in a restful environment. So, however, the frequencies are so high and revved up right now that it makes us feel like we need to get up, we need to be doing something. But what's happening in those revved up smash of celestial alignments are happening, it's just helping us to shift our frequency. Spirit was showing me the image of the Great Pyramid of Giza and those large stones that make the pyramid. And it was like the celestial vents kind of lightening it up to the point where the stones start to separate and expand. They just lift up. So that's exactly what's happening. They're not being rearranged, they're not being smashed, but they're being expanded. And so, so we're being influenced by those frequencies. So tomorrow is 11/11/22. So 11/11/2022. There is a portal opening, and this portal opening is not as large. I was shown it's not as large as some can be, but it's very potent. And this particular portal is it's called a receptive portal. This is what Spirit was explaining to me. It's a portal of gifts that frequency gifts are coming through that portal. It's being laid out there. And just like the Amazon, where you go on Amazon and you order something, and then the package, the little Amazon truck comes up, and the Amazon delivery person comes up and delivers that package to your door. And so what Spirit was describing to me about this particular portal is it's such a receptive, it's such a gift-giving portal that of things that you've been asking for, things you've been wanting. And so if events start to shift, and we'll have the impact of this portal all the way through into 2023, the first few months there, the gift of the frequency is going to continue to open those inner gifts of yours, but also manifest and bring gifts to you. So how is your receptive frequency? Are you able to take in the gifts that want to come to your life? I will often tell my students, it's like, you want to create, you want to manifest, and that manifestation happens at your door. But if you don't open that front door and pick that package up and bring it into the house, you will be left wondering if it, you can't create, you can't manifest. So the difference between a vortex and a portal. So a vortex moves energy, it spins, kind of like a tornado. So you can have like this class 1 all the way up through class 5 hurricane, where it's just spinning, it's moving energy. That is a vortex of energy. That is not a portal. Although hurricanes can open, they can spin so strongly that they can open up portals between dimensions. And just like Julie Marie was saying, it's exhilarating. She can feel the light. It feels exciting. and a little scary at the same time. But vortexes move energy. Portals are, some people call them like wormholes, but you can maybe just get in the elevator of a portal and you want to go to the 112th floor and you hit 112 and then boom, the doors open and you're there. That's what a portal is. Things can rapidly move through a portal from one dimension to another. And so Spirit was telling me this particular portal tomorrow is a little bit smaller, so it doesn't have a huge magnetic draw. You're not meant to go through the portal. There is energies that are coming through the portal to the earth. Anton's saying, I want to go to dance training tonight. Is that a bad idea? Dance training, I don't think is ever a bad idea. I love to dance, but no, I mean, dancing is just awesome. Okay, so we're going to do a little meditation so you can receive your gift. So around the 15th of November, you may experience a dropping of energy. Around the 15th of November, a dropping of energy, but do not be confused with a drop of energy. So it's like the energy is remaining high, the frequency is remaining high, but you're going to feel the dropping or the unloading of some old energy. And imagine you're walking around and it's like you've got these big, heavy boulders of guilt or shame or jealousy or criticism or judgment or fear are hanging off of you. It can cause you to feel low. This is what Spirit wants to talk about in this frequency smash of celestial alignments are raising and expanding your frequency enough so those boulders can be seen, witnessed, and released. So around the 15th, just help yourself ground. It's like a low-lying fruit in the tree that's about ready to drop to the ground. It's so ripe. Around November 15th is when that's going to be happening. So just really stay on top of your meditations. Okay, let me just talk about some of the planetary personalities and then we'll do our meditation. Or that which signs are under what planet. So Leo is the sun. Moon is the astrology sign of Cancer. Mercury is Gemini, Virgo, Venus, Taurus, and Libra. So those planets, you are particularly influenced by those planets if you are under one of those astrology signs. Mars is Aries. Jupiter is Sagittarius. Saturn is Capricorn. Neptune is Pisces. And Uranus is Aquarius. And Scorpio is Pluto. So Leo amplifies everything. The moon helps convert, emotions and creativity into movable energy. Saturn is like a wise old soul. So if you feel you're really tapping into that ancient wisdom. Pisces is influenced by Neptune, the inspired creative. So Neptune is very, very, very creative. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus calls the quirky individual planet. So quirky and also very much setting things up for the future. And let's see, we have Pluto, which is Scorpio, which is where we are right in the middle right now, which is the intense, mysterious soul. So I don't know that I named all of them, but you can do a Google search. What was the name of, I wanted to just tell you how, Kelly Surtees is the one that wrote up these personalities of the planets. So have some fun. Being able to kind of look up the personalities and see astrologically which planets are really influencing you. So we're going to do a meditation, and in this meditation, we're going to draw in the celestial frequencies that you feel like you want to draw upon. And I'll name the planets again, and then you just draw upon that frequency. You're going to ground, and then we're going to imagine that we're in a forest and that you can see the portal and that you're going to walk towards it. You're not going to stand right in front of it. It's very, very strong, but stand off to the side and see if you can see the light that's coming through that portal starting to come. So it's not going to be completely open, but it should start to open. And then tomorrow you can do a meditation with it using the same instructions. I wish we could spend the whole day together talking about all kinds of these things. All right, go ahead and close your eyes and turn within. Turning within means take your attention off of anything that you're thinking about that is outside of your control. And imagine turning your eyes towards you. To the inside of you. Say hello to your body. Someone has mentioned there's some audio problems, so I'm just going to keep talking because I know you'll be able to pick it up on the recording replay. And just talk to your body about all the celestial events that are just coming together to be of service and to help us to grow. So let your body know that these different celestial frequencies are meant to help us to grow, to support us, to comfort us, to help care for us, so that your body doesn't think it's at the mercy of these different events without control. Now go ahead and imagine yourself well grounded to the center of the earth. Now let's kind of just play with what kind of image would you want to use to help you ground during the portal opening tomorrow, during the different celestial events that are going to be happening all the way through the year of 2022. What type of grounding image do you want to use to help ground those celestial events? You might use pure light, like a rainbow of colors, a waterfall, a tree. You might want to work with bear energy, elephant energy. Maybe yours is a lattice filled with flowers going all the way to the center of the earth. And now imagine this. Remember I said the cake recipe, but this is going to be the celestial recipe. And which planets, frequencies, personalities, combinations do you wish to work with today? And you can change it tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But imagine blending. So maybe you want to work with that solar sun frequency that might be very golden. Some with the moon, which is very silvery. But other planets you can combine, the moon and Jupiter if you want. But create your celestial frequency that you're intuitively called to do, and then call it right on in. Allow it to flow from the cosmos all the way through all the layers of our atmosphere of the earth, flowing all the way down through the top of your aura, the top of your head, and you're going to let it just soak and saturate your whole energy field. With the frequencies that you have chosen today to be influenced by. Allow that beautiful mixture of celestial frequencies to flow all the way through, down your legs and down your grounding. Send some of those beautiful frequencies, celestial frequencies, to the center of the earth to offer a little healing to the earth as well. Beautiful. Now imagine or feel, through feel, sound, hearing, knowing, that full imagination and playfulness. Imagine that you are in a beautiful nature scene. It can be in a deep forest, it can be in the mountains, it can be at a tropical beach. Your nature scene is going to have a path that leads to where the portal opening will be. As you're walking the path towards the portal, you can look to the right and look to the left. You can see the light energy of vortexes around you, small and large. You're thanking those vortexes for the fresh energy to help feed your own aura and also your frequency to help feed those vortexes as you are walking towards the location of the opening in nature where that portal will be. Now you can walk up to the portal, maybe 100 feet back. See how that feels as you move in close and you move back. That portal started opening a couple of days ago, but it's not fully open. So just a little bit open. So I just want you to feel that beautiful power and then step off to the side so that you're not directly in front of that portal, and see how that feels. And then step back in front of the portal again. Now step back off to the side. What are the frequencies that you're feeling that are coming from that portal? Now remember, the portal draws energy from multi-dimensions, many dimensions. And it's an elixir of beautiful things and gifts that will be, frequency gifts that will be coming through to you when it fully opens. And it's going to stay pretty open for a couple of days, and then it'll slowly start to close down again. So thank nature, thank the vortexes, thank the celestial planets, thank the celestial beings, thank Mother Earth for the ground beneath your feet and the gravity that helps hold you planted on the earth. And then just set your intention that tomorrow you're going to revisit that portal, standing off to the side to see what kind of frequency gifts are going to be coming to your life. Apologies for that. I have no way to mute myself. Okay. So go ahead and open your eyes and start to move around and post in the comments section what your experience was like. As I just kind of wrap up here, you're going to continue to need a lot of grounding for, see, that's a frequency. We have this lovely frequency, and then we have that other frequency of a revving car. And it's just perfect timing for what I want to talk about, because what Spirit said to remind everyone of, please don't match those harsher energies, those harsher frequencies. Don't match the disruptive frequencies that you may be feeling around politics or crime or manipulation or fights. Like, don't match that frequency. From here on out, it's going to be very important for you to match the frequencies of the celestial influences and the earthly influences, and the frequency influences of your own soul. That's going to require you coming back to center over and over and over again. Do not match the energy of the old. Otherwise, you're going to feel tired, drained, heavy, slow, and low. Match celestial frequencies and know which planets are influencing you. And then Spirit said, hang your hat there. And I know Anton said, you know, I'm really tired and I'm not quite sure. When you dance and you're moving in different directions, it fires different parts of the brain. If you're just walking, it's one part's being fired, but when you dance, multiple areas are being fired. You're going to feel like you have a lot more energy. So just to let you all know, reminder, we've got a big winter solstice coming up. Big. I can't even touch yet how big it's going to be. Spirit is super excited. So if you haven't purchased your ticket, the link is here below, or you can go to my website, intuitivemind.org, go to the lower right, and you'll see winter solstice there, and you can purchase your ticket there. So thank you all so much for the notices, the comments. I'm going to love sitting here with my coffee and reading them. And then I'm off to do meditation with the homeless youth at the youth center today to see how they're doing with all of these frequency smashes that are going on around them, because they're extra sensitive. So anyway, and I'm glad, Annette, that you had a lot of curiosity, because that's a really great energy that we need right now. Okay, we've almost gone 45 minutes. Thank you so much. We'll be talking again next week, and have a beautiful weekend. And I know that we are having Veterans Day tomorrow, so please make sure to pick up the phone and call the veterans in your life, people who've been in service, and thank them for their service to help keep us safe. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.